These are your latest news updates. In Washington, lawmakers remain locked in a high-stakes battle over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. The U.S. Senate failed to advance a key spending package, increasing the risk of a partial shutdown that could impact agencies such as TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. The dispute centers largely on immigration enforcement policy and oversight of federal operations, with Democrats pushing for stronger restrictions on certain tactics, while Republicans argue the measures could weaken border security. Analysts warn that if no agreement is reached before the deadline, airport operations and emergency preparedness programs could face disruptions, even as essential personnel continue working. Meanwhile, scrutiny around the handling of materials tied to Jeffrey Epstein remains a political flashpoint. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced intense questioning during congressional hearings, with lawmakers pressing for clarity on redactions and transparency in previously released files. Supporters of the Justice Department say protecting victims' identities is a priority, while critics argue that unanswered questions continue to fuel public distrust. Turning to Canada, investigators are still piecing together the circumstances surrounding a deadly mass shooting in British Columbia that left several people dead and many more injured. Authorities have identified a teenage suspect, and communities across the region have held vigils as the nation grapples with the tragedy. Political leaders are calling for renewed conversations about youth mental health, community safety, and the availability of firearms, while police continue to review digital evidence and witness accounts. Across the Atlantic, the war in Ukraine remains a central focus of international diplomacy. The United Kingdom announced a new military aid package worth hundreds of millions of pounds, including missile systems and air defense support, as Russian strikes continue to target civilian infrastructure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has renewed urgent calls for additional Western assistance, warning that delays could leave cities vulnerable to ongoing drone and missile attacks. Diplomatic discussions are expected to continue at major European security meetings, where NATO allies are weighing how to sustain long-term support. In the realm of global culture and sports, controversy erupted at the Winter Olympics after a Ukrainian athlete was reportedly disqualified for wearing a politically themed tribute helmet. The decision has sparked debate about the role of political expression in international competition, with some arguing athletes should remain neutral, while others say personal tributes tied to humanitarian causes should be allowed. Taken together, today's headlines highlight a world navigating political gridlock at home, tragedy and recovery in North America, escalating military conflict in Europe, and ongoing debates over free expression.